welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we're not out camping, we're actually here in my driveway in Idaho, and I wanted to take the time to make a video showcasing the air conditioner setup that I built for the back of my truck. I built this for the purpose of being able to extend truck camping season through the middle of summer when you live in a really hot place, the dog days of summer when it's 90, 95, 100 degrees outside. And to prove it works, the last video I drove to Southern California to Death Valley, which is the hottest place on earth, to be able to prove that you could actually truck camp with an air conditioner in some of the most extreme conditions summer can throw at you. It was like 126 degrees when I was down there. It was hot. I think the low was like 105 at night. And my setup performed flawlessly. I was comfortable sleeping, and it was a refuge from the heat during the day. So if you can truck camp in 126 degrees with an air conditioner comfortably, you can do it anywhere else in the country and have no issues at all. So I wanted to show this because I got a lot of emails, a lot of questions about the setup. I really didn't take the time in that video to go through it all with you. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna be showcasing the air conditioner setup for the back of my 2019 Chevy Silverado. And I hope that you can take some of the things that I did and maybe use it to build your own air conditioner setup in the back of your truck. So let's get started. Let's talk about an air conditioner unit itself. I wanted something for my build that was small, lightweight, compact, and I wanted one that was powerful, but I still needed to be able to power it off a 2500 watt or a 2000 watt inverter generator that I bring with me to charge boat batteries, to charge the batteries in the back of my sleeping platform back here. And these 5000 BTU window units for the house fit that bill perfectly. If you really think about it, 5,000 BTUs isn't a lot for a bedroom or something in a house. It takes a long time to cool that down. But when you're talking a 6 foot by 5 foot space back here, this thing is really powerful. So this was what I chose. This is a GE brand, 5,000 BTU window unit, and it's light. It weighs probably 30 pounds or so. It's compact. It doesn't take up a lot of space, and it really does a good job of cooling things. There are a lot of brands of air conditioner units on the market. Any store you go to, Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, Menards, they all sell some different variation of a 5,000 watt unit. This is the size that I would recommend in your air conditioner build. Like I said, they're small and you can run them off of a generator. Larger units, when the compressor kicks on to start the air conditioner, a small inverter generator that I like to use for camping wouldn't be able to handle that surge, that startup surge that the compressor takes. So the 5000 BTU unit is absolutely perfect for this purpose. When I was thinking about ideas on building an air conditioning setup for the back of my own truck, there were a few things that were very important to me. First thing, as always with me, looks. It had to look good. It had to look professional, kind of aesthetically pleasing, if you will. I see a lot of people build a similar setup and it's always half done looking. It's just some plywood and some 2x4s thrown together, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It works, it does its job. It just doesn't look like me, so I needed it to look nice. Second thing, it had to be very strong. Also very lightweight. This is both. This thing is extremely light and portable. It's also very, very strong. I wanted it to, when it's all set up and I have the door down, I wanted to make sure nobody or no critters can get in there. I also needed it to be as weather resistant as possible. So on this one, what I did is I stained it with an outdoor rated stain. I also used an outdoor polyurethane, multiple coats on here, try to keep that moisture out. And I think I accomplished that with this. This is my false tailgate that the air conditioner fits into. It's extremely light, extremely portable, and when I'm traveling, it fits right on top of my sleeping platform very easily. I'll show you that. Slide it right on up in here. And then I can use bungee cords and bungee it right to the top of my setup so it's nice and secure, it doesn't go sliding around. And when I get to where I'm going, I can slide it off there and put it actually in as the tailgate, and I'll show you that next. So the first thing we want to do when we're installing this air conditioning setup in the back of the truck is to take the air conditioner unit itself and spin it around backwards, or seemingly backwards. So basically this side faces out, because that's going to slide from the inside out through the opening that was made in the actual false tailgate. And what we do is we just take that and we set it right here in the back of the truck. Once we have the air conditioner slid into the back of the truck, kind of where it's going to go, it's time to install the false tailgate. So we'll grab that. Like I said, it slides in and out super easy. It's very lightweight. And we'll kind of set it into place here. But this is very important to my build. This notch here is what keeps this thing locked into place securely once it's installed. It locks on these pins that the tailgate actually latches to. I was trying to figure out a way to keep this thing standing upright once I put it in there. And having this notch allows me to lift it on that notch, and then it slides down into place, and I'll show you that. So basically, you take one end, you slide it behind the pins on one side, through the pin there, the locking pin, and then it locks straight down. So now our air conditioner tailgate is in place, and this thing is very secure. I push on it, it cannot go anywhere. If you pull on it, same thing. It is locked into place. Couple things I wanted to show you guys real quick before I slide the air conditioner into place. First off, I used some sticky back weather stripping from the hardware store along the bottom edge here. And what that'll do is when the air conditioner sits on it, it squeezes it flat. It stops any bugs or moisture from it being able to get under there. And I also added a strip of rubber here on the top, kind of just as another weather stripping device. Basically, when the air conditioner slides through the opening, it kind of pushes this up. Any rain or moisture that happens to fall will fall down that and run off the side of the air conditioner unit. So like I said, it had to be very weather resistant and bug resistant, so I did as much as I could do to keep both of those out. So basically, we just lift this air conditioner right into place till it's flush. There we go. I also built, this is really nothing more than a spacer to support the weight of the air conditioner. It supports itself just fine through that opening, but I wanted it to be even more secure than that, so I want to take some of the weight off this 2x2 structure and be able to set some of that right here on this block. And that fits perfect. And there we go. Let's fire this thing up and see what it can do. All right, real quick here. I'm not sure if we can see that. It is 93 degrees out still. So what I'm going to do, this is technically the indoor unit and this is the outdoor sensor, but for purposes of being able to read it, I'm going to put the outdoor sensor on the inside, and let's see how long it takes to cool down the back of the truck. Like I said, it's 93 degrees outside currently. I'll grab an extension cord and let's fire this thing up. Alright, I got my extension cord plugged into the wall. This here's the cord for the air conditioner. Plug that in, we kind of just tuck that cord out of the way there. And we'll climb inside and turn it on. Basically, we want to go to, let's put it on like level 6 there. And then we'll go to, let's go to max cool just to see what it can do. So in the microphone it probably sounds very loud, but in reality, I mean, you've been around a window air conditioner, it's really not all that bad. I like white noise for sleeping, and this is definitely a good source of white noise. And holy cow, that feels so good right now. Nice cool air coming in here. This is kind of the camp ready setup. This is what it would look like if I was in a campground. And I want to show you guys that weather stripping real quick that goes on the top. So that piece of sticky on weather stripping bumps right up tight to this piece right here to create a seal, and I'll show you that. And this is just a sticky back weather strip from the hardware store, and it fits all along the top edge here. Like I said, it fits snugly along the top edge of the camper shell door. Creates nice tight weatherproof, waterproof, bug-proof seal. Shut that back up, and now let's let it run for a little bit and see what we end up with for temperature. Real quick, I wanted to show you guys how I locked this tailgate into place. So what I had to work with is, this is a tailgate latch pin, and this is a nut that attaches the cable that holds the tailgate. So I needed to get it in behind there on one side, so I put this side in first, and it is snug behind here and snug behind there. Holds it tight against this back metal piece of the tailgate latch. And then on the other side, that notch I was talking about is right here, and I'll stick my finger in there. It's about an inch to 3/4 of an inch below this tailgate lock pin. So I push it over that pin, and then it sets down in behind it to lock it in place behind here, as well as behind there. It's exceptionally strong when it's set in place. You cannot hardly wiggle it, let alone knock it over. It is extremely strong and stable. I could sit on this thing when it's open. I could sit on the front edge of this, and it is not going to wiggle or fall over. It is locked down, nice and secure. I took this carpet and I wrapped it from the inside all the way around underneath this edge here, and all the way up both sides. And what that does, it creates a nice tight seal against this metal that it rides against here, as well as on the bottom there again to keep any dust or bugs or moisture out of the back of my truck as best I could. It creates a really nice seal. It sits really nicely up against that end. All right guys, let's see what we're working with here. It's been running for about 20 minutes. It's still 92 degrees, almost 93 degrees outside, but we're at 58 degrees in the back of the truck. And that just proves that you can really cool the back of a truck down very easily with a small air conditioner unit built properly into the back of a truck. You know, 92 degrees is still pretty warm, almost 93, and 58 degrees, I mean, you could easily sleep much warmer than that. You wouldn't have to have it set as high as what I do on this one, but if you would like to see it run in extreme conditions, like I said, I camped in Death Valley when it was 126 degrees, and the back of the truck was, you know, low 70s, even in that heat, which is easily comfortable to sleep in or lounge in during the day when it's extremely hot like that. So. One last thing I wanted to show you guys is, even though I currently have this running off an outlet in my house, it's just as easily powered by that 2500 watt inverter generator over there. That's an extremely lightweight camping generator, weighs like 38 pounds, and it has no issue running this air conditioner all night long on a full tank of gas, especially if it's on a low to medium setting, maybe not on high, but I've ran it several nights, all night long, and still had gas to spare in that little generator. And a lot of the campgrounds I go to don't have electrical power. It's great when they do. When I was in Death Valley, I had electrical pedestal, so I was able to plug it in, run it all night without worrying about gas in the generator. Unplug from the shore power. Alright, started up the generator. Let's plug it in here and see what happens. You hear the generator rev up a little bit. What I typically do is I'll move that generator about 25-30 feet away, and I'll lock it around the axle of my boat trailer if I have my boat, or a tree, or a picnic table with like a bike lock. That way when I'm sleeping I don't have to worry about anyone running off with my generator in the middle of the night. But I wasn't here to show you this very long. I just want to demonstrate that the generator can adequately power a 5,000 BTU unit. Wrapping this video up real quick. First off, I wanted to start by saying, if you guys have any questions about anything you saw here, or any of my other videos for that matter, please drop a comment, like the video. I do my best to answer every single comment that people leave on my channel, any questions that they have, as well as the emails that I get through the channel. I have an email address tied to the channel. If you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot an email, comment on the video. I will get back to them just as soon as I can. And I also want to thank you guys for dropping by to watch my stuff. You have a lot of choices on YouTube for truck camping content, and I'm extremely humbled that you guys take time out of your day to watch my stuff. So to those of you that have subscribed, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. To those of you that aren't subscribed and you like this kind of stuff, please consider subscribing. It's really easy. Just hit that button and you'll get a notification each time a new video drops. Thank you so much. We'll catch you on the next one where we'll actually be camping, and safe travels out there.